Hi everyone, here are some of the required measurements for the basic bodies. And to begin with, at the top of your paper, mark down 1.5 inches and draw a line to serve as our starting line. From the start line, mark your back half length and draw a straight line. Then you go ahead to label this line as your waistline. The next thing is to find out our underarm line, and one way to do that is to divide your back half length by 2 minus 1. Label that line as your underarm line. Next thing is to find the midpoint between the starting line and the underarm line. Mark that and make a straight line. This line will be labeled as your across back line. Next off, we'll mark down 1 inch from the starting line, and this will be the shoulder of our back. Label that as back shoulder line. Now we'll go ahead to impute our measurement. On the back line, insert half of your shoulder measurement. Mine is 14, so I mark 7. And on the across back line, insert half of your shoulder measurement minus 0.25. On the underarm line as well, mark half of your shoulder measurement minus 0.25. Now you'll go ahead to connect all these 3 points together. There's an important step that almost skipped my mind. We need to determine the armhole depth. How to calculate your armhole depth is to divide your total bust measurements by 8 plus 2.5. My result is the same as the underarm line, but if yours is different, mark that point and make a straight line, and that will be your armhole line. And on the armhole line, insert quarter of your bust measurement, that is your bust divided by 4. On your waistline, also put your waist divided by 4 on that line and mark. Now we'll connect the 2 points together. Using the armhole curved ruler, we'll be making the shape of our armhole. Now for the neckline, I'll be using 3 inches, which is commonly used as the basic neckline width. And from that mark, I'll go up by about 1 inch or 1.5. Then I'll mark 0.5 on that new line I just drew, like so, and I'll connect that point to my armhole. We'll now make the neck curve. Yeah, just like I just did. And we are basically done with the back. So what we need to do is to go ahead and add our seam allowances. When you are done adding your seam allowances, then we'll go ahead to cut. To begin the front, we'll mark downwards 1.5 inches and make a straight line to serve as our start line. Then you mark down your front half length and also draw a straight line. Label this line as your waistline. Next off is to determine the bust line, which is back half length divided by 2 minus 1. Label this line as your bust line. Then mark upwards from your bust line the difference between your back half length and your front half length. In my own case, for example, my front half length is 16, my back half length is 14, so 16 minus 14 is 2. So I mark upwards 2 inches. Then you make a straight line. You would leave this line for now, we'll come back to it later. The next thing is to mark a standard of 2 inches from this line that we just made, and we make a straight line. You label this line as your cross chest line. Then from the start line, mark down 1.25 inches. Draw a line and label that as your front shoulder line. Now from this shoulder line, we'll measure our armhole depth. Remember the armhole depth we got for the back. We'll measure that and make a straight line. Then this will be our armhole line. Now let's erase the line we made earlier that I mentioned that we're coming back to. We'll no longer be needing this line. Now let's insert half of our shoulder measurement on the shoulder line. On the across chest line, you mark half of your shoulder measurement minus 0.75. And on your armhole line, you insert half of your shoulder measurement minus 0.75 and connect these 3 points together. On the armhole line, mark quarter of your bust measurement. With your armhole curve, draw out your armhole shape. On your waistline, mark quarter of your waist circumference. Let's connect these 2 points together. Before we make our bust start, let's measure our back side line, just so that we know what the front is meant to be. Mine is 6.9, so I'll measure what my front side line is. My front side line is 8.4, so 8.4 minus 6.9 means my bust dart will be 1.5 inch wide. Mark half of your nipple to nipple measurement on your bust line and mark 1 inch from that point. To make our bust dart, you will mark downwards from your bust line the difference between the front and the back side line. Mine is 1.5. You mark down there. Connect the point to the second mark on the bust line, like so. Yeah. Now to the waist dart, mark half of your nipple to nipple measurement and connect that to the bust line. Then mark 0.5 on each side of the line, and this will be our dart. Mark downwards 1 inch from the bust line. Now connect this point to make your dart, as you can see me do. Now let's define our bust dart. Just follow what I'm doing and you will definitely get it. Gently fold the bottom leg of the bust dart. Take a little pinch towards the bust point and try to fold it to match the bust line. Take your time when doing this and it will be easy when you get a hang of it. When you are done folding, redraw the side line. With your tracing wheel, trace the side line around the folded area. When you unfold, use your ruler and pencil to trace out the dotted lines made by your tracing wheel. You should have something like this. Let's now add all our sewing allowances. Now to our neckline, you should use the same width as the back. Mine was 3 inches. So mark your neckline width on the start line and mark downwards your neck depth. I'm using 3 inches as well. Connect these 2 points together with your curved ruler. Connect the neck to your armhole, then add all your seam allowances. We are all done and it's time to cut. Do not forget to like, subscribe and drop your comments and questions in the chat box. Thank you all for watching. See you all in my next video. Bye.